Okay, perfect. I think we're live. Hello, and welcome back to Market Vision. Today, I'm joined by two very special guests. Unfortunately, Mike's camera doesn't seem to be on. He hasn't turned it back on since he came back. But nonetheless, I will bring it to him and segue to quickly throw the intro at him, and I can stop talking.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing incredibly well. This is Market Vision with Yikes and the Oracle. We're going to try and do this once a month or so. We haven't done this, I think, since October. Yikes has been traveling the world. The Oracle's been traveling the world. So we're going to try and stick to at least once a month, probably once a month anyway. And today we've got 6 hot topics. Okay, Yikes, the expert in some of them, the Oracle, the expert in others. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about Clawbot AI, Kevin Warsh, the new Fed chair. We're going to be talking about any new exciting projects that Yikes or the Oracle have been looking at. We're going to be looking at GTA. Is it GTA 5 that's coming out? 6? There we go. And then we're going to be looking at some altcoin picks at the end, which I think is customary now. We've done that at the end of every one of our streams. We're going to do 3 altcoin picks. But before we begin, I'll start with Yikes. How are you doing this morning or this evening, Yikes?
Doing pretty good, pretty excited for the stream. I have a lot of questions, and I hope today we will figure everything out and I'll understand more things.
I know. I there's a few things we're going to talk about. I know nothing about. So Oracle is hopefully going to answer a lot of these questions for us, Oracle, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I mostly know everything. I think when it comes to the new chairman, right, Mr. Man in the chair, I think I'll volley that towards someone a bit older with a beard and maybe have a whiter beard, you know. But other than that, yeah, we can talk about most of it, especially OpenClaw. That's it's easy topic. We'll get it sorted.
Yeah,
easy topic. OpenClaw.
Is it called OpenClaw or is it called Clawbot?
Well, there's more. It's Clawbot. Then it was like Maltbot, and now it's like OpenClaw. There's so many names, but then there's like 5 different variations of it with different programming languages and different things. So it's all kind of under the same umbrella. It's all kind of the same thing. So use them, synonymously,
interchangeably.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Well, I suppose then we should start with the first topic. Now, Yikes had a couple of questions in chat about this, but basically, Bitcoin this week hasn't really acted the way that everything else has acted with regards to Iran and America and everything else. I'm probably going to start with the Oracle on this one because he is our TA guy, as always. So the Bitcoin prediction then, that's the first thing we're going to start with.
Sure.
The 2 questions, I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Excuse me. The first 2 questions are we going to go higher than where we are now? And do you think the bottom is in, or are we going to see a bottom further on in the year?
Okay. And is it me first, and then we bring it around?
Yeah, you go first, and then Yikes can come in.
Well, what I can do, and if we recall back to last time we did one of these, I spent a lot of time doing this. Now I'm going to try my very hardest to not spend half the stream yapping about Bitcoin, but I'll keep it very short and very concise, and kind of package it up across all the streams I've already been doing in one kind of nice bird. Obviously, if you've watched my streams, my training streams before, you'll know what I'm about to talk about. So there's kind of a few key things I want to talk about, which is mainly 2 main things, which is where's the high going to be and where's the low going to be, which is obviously quite important. So clearly we're continuing this move downwards. We've been doing this for a long period of time now, obviously since the all-time high. I think the importance in what we did, especially over this last kind of mid to end of January coming into now, has been this print below 80,624. That was definitely, and additionally as well, 74.5 in this one big move. This definitely rejigged the spurs of this whole move downwards, because it's another kind of key indicator that, okay, we are probably going to continue doing this, because not only are we, in a downtrend going, continuing a very far away from, or very far away period from 126k, we've printed past some major lows, which kind of gives us the idea that we're continuing this downtrend. We're actually printing super negative, not only in this period, like I said, but across the whole period in terms of this massive uptrend we've been having across the period for Bitcoin. As you can see, we've been staying above the lows for a long period of time now. The 12th of August 2024, March, April 2025, obviously some lows at November 2025, and then on finally printing below it during the start of February. So not very bad, basically, not very good sign. And it's kind of, to give it bluntly, we're probably going to see lower, right? Because this is going to be a large continuation until we see a position where we've seen a lower high and we print past that. So, for example, if we wanted to get out of the situation we're in right now and not print lower and start to go back to try and get to all-time highs, for example, we'd have to print past 98k, which I don't know about you guys, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So I definitely think we're going to be having a new lower high and continuing lower. Now, I've seen a lot of people online talk about the idea that we're going to see our higher or lower high, I should say, at about 74k. I don't personally agree with that. I can see why people think that. We have a weekly gap here, but as I've harped on about, especially last stream for the charts, apart from on the weekly time frame, this gap we're in about 74k, or we got to anyway, it's only on the weekly. But if we go to the one above, which is within the 80.5 to 81k range, we can see on pretty much every time frame you could possibly think of, we have this gap or a gap area, which kind of indicates that there's sell here. So I do think, and I said this last stream as well, I will obviously say again, I did expect and continue to, as we can see this respect of using resistance at around 74k within this gap. However, I don't think it's going to be the final lower high. I do believe we're going to go up towards 81k, 81.5, 80,600, see that lower high and continue lower. So that's kind of my high point. And to wrap it up a bit faster now, in terms of a next low point, I do want to see towards maybe 52k is a good price. I know a lot of people are saying some very low 40k prices. I could definitely see 44, 45 with some old price action here on the weekly. But I definitely think I don't think our move up is done yet. I know a lot of people are saying it's done. I personally, not financial advice, don't believe we're done yet. Especially on the weekly, we're not done with this move upwards. So I can expect a bit higher, but I think long term we're going lower. And that's
so 80 to 82,000.
Yeah, basically.
Next, and then maybe down to 50,000 after we've done that.
Within that range, absolutely, yeah.
Within that range. Yikes! Do you have any? Do you have any kind of like inclination as to where you think we're going to go in the next couple of months? Do you think we're going to go to 100,000 again this year, or do you think we're kind of doomed to come down?
I don't know why, but I don't think that we will go, like, we'll cross like even 80,000 in near future, near or two. For some reason, I think we just keep, Bitcoin will keep going down and expect something around 60,000. And this price, I start doing this year, I start buying.
That's the best advice, I think.
There's one thing I don't really understand and want to ask you guys about Bitcoin, about crypto in general, about the market. Usually when something bad's happening in the world, some kind of wars, we see the market reaction. We see that most of the token dumping really hard. But recently, there was like some kind of war started, and we see positive reaction of the market. It just keeps pumping like crazy. No one expected that, and I want to know the reason why, like your opinion, why it's happened.
Do you want me to go first, or do you want to answer that, Oracle?
You can go first, sure. I mean, I've got my opinions, but you can go first.
I think the market priced in the Middle East conflict, number one. So I think that when it actually started to happen, it was relief for the market. Obviously not relief for the people that are in it, but it was relief for the market. So I think the market actually priced it in. If you look at, for example, Liberation Day, where Trump came out with all of these tariffs on everybody, the market absolutely tanked because nobody expected it. But I don't know if you remember, but 2 or 3 weeks before last Saturday, America moved about 50% of its military capabilities to Europe, and the market tanked. So I think the market expected this to happen, and that's why we didn't tank when it actually did happen. So that's theory number one. And theory number 2, before we pass you on to the Oracle, is I did a video about 3 weeks ago predicting that we would come down to 60s, then move back up to about 74, and then come back down again. I think I did that video about three Saturdays ago, so 2 Saturdays before what actually happened. So my second theory is this is just the market cycle playing out. So this is what we see in the charts, which is in the midterm year. So Donald Trump is 2 years into his presidency. The markets don't have a good year, basically, and Bitcoin doesn't have a good year, and it comes down, and then it tries to rally back up. It gets rejected, it comes down, it tries to rally back up, it gets rejected, it comes down. And it did that in 2022 and 2018. And in 2022 and 2018, we didn't have the situation in the Middle East, but we still did the same pattern that we've done now. So I don't think it had an effect, is one theory. And theory number 2 is it was priced in. So they're my 2 theories on the situation. It's probably a combination of each. What do you think, Oracle? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I'm not going to add too much to what you've already said, because I agree with that pretty much wholeheartedly. I think I think there's an exhaustion in the market. I think one of the main things as well is we weren't in a position where because a lot of time when something comes out, I'm sure whenever we have these worst case scenarios, if you look just a tiny bit back, we're probably in a scenario where we've had a lot of positivity. And if we really look at what we've had, basically since again 12th of January going to the 19th, we can see we've come from a open of about 93.8. Obviously our max low is about 60k, so we've had this massive range downwards already, right? So we've come from these massive prices on the way up, on our high, and on the weekly we haven't had a single bit of positivity until this potentially positively printed candle this week, right? So I think the max pain we've had and the just sheer tears everyone has shed all the way down to where we are now, I don't think there's a certain amount of exhaustion and a retracement we need to have before we can continue lower. And I think we've already moved not way too low, but we've moved down so much that I don't think it has had that much of an effect on the market due to, because again, yes, war causes fear and people sell, but at the same time I think a lot of the kind of liquidity which comes from a massive move downwards is either capitulations from shorts being taken out, which in that case is people already being in trade, which means people have to be in longs, right? And yes, obviously on the way down people are longing, but I think we've already been negative for a long period now, right? Everyone's been negative since we've started to move downwards. Eventually, people started longing, maybe first week of February, but I think everyone's kind of loosened to the idea that we're coming down now, right? So I don't think there was that many longs to be liquidated to cause a massive capitulation event or a massive event where we move down really far. So that's kind of my second opinion as well. But it's all kind of the same thing. It's all roots of the same kind of idea, which is I just think we've moved down too far to actually move down by a wall, which is kind of what we've done so far.
Yeah. Absolutely. What do you think, Yikes? Do you think what do you have any idea why anything different would have happened to have caused us to pump on this? Do you think it's relief?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't expect us to Bitcoin to go like up to keep pumping. I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like it.
No, it feels very heavy. I think that's a good term for Bitcoin. Bitcoin feels heavy, and we're not really going too much higher, are we? We've only gone from 60 to what did we top out at 74, and now we're back at 68. So we haven't really had that kind of like 25%, 30% move that people have been calling for yet. But maybe that comes with the end of the conflict. I know I said before, people priced in the start, but I don't think people have priced in the finish of the conflict. And I think there's a difference because we know it's going to happen because everybody prepares for it. But then, everyone's talking about the fact that, oil is going to go to $120 a barrel. everything's, inflation's going to go to 6%. The economy's going to crash because there's more unemployment, but inflation's going up. So you've got stagflation, all of this kind of stuff's going on. And we never see this kind of worst case scenario. It's like somebody has a cold in Taiwan, and then next minute people are talking about a global pandemic, and it never really transpires that much. So I don't think that was a really bad example, by the way, but I don't think we're going to have $150 per barrel. I don't think this is going to go on for 6 months or a year. If you look at the amount of things being expended on a daily basis, there seems to be a real slowdown in it. So maybe next week we get a peace deal, oil prices comes down, and Bitcoin does go to the 82,000. Maybe that's a catalyst.
Yeah, I was going to agree. You finished. I was going to agree with you after you finished and then say some more.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna. Or when you made that point, I was just thinking about the idea that okay, what would have to happen outside of the charts to cause us to go upwards? And if we look at the predictions of how many bombs Iran has left, there's like a handful. There's like 3 or something. They've got like maybe a tiny wooden box. It's some random bunker. They've got about 3 bombs left. So, that's obviously a prediction, but it's hard to keep a war going if you've not got any bombs, right? So I think even whether it be a forced or a natural end to a conflict, I think it would help the charts. And I think it's directionally biased. I think the fact that we've gone down pretty much we've had a very big negative weekly candle every single week since mid January, wherever it's been. I think we've definitely got a bias towards wanting that positivity. So I think the fact that a war could end, even though we didn't have too much negativity on it starting, I think the positivity of it ending could definitely still occur. But yeah, I definitely think, like you said, how long is this war really going to last for? And people understanding that a war would happen, but when's it realistically going to end? So yeah, but like I said, we've seen the bomb predictions for Iran. There's not that many left, so we can only hope the best.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. Anybody else want to cover anything on Bitcoin before we move on? We've kind of got some targets from the Oracle. We've got some bottoms. Yikes thinks we're going to go down. I think we're going to go. I think we're going to go to about 50,000, 52,000 at the bottom. What's your bottom prediction, Yikes? You think?
Honestly, I'm
60?
not sure about bottom, but I'll start buying. I'll start DCA from 60,000.
Yeah, that's a good call. We actually did say that on the stream, probably beginning of this week. Dollar cost averaging in over the next 6 months, you might end up with an average price 60, 75,000, something like that. And then when you go to 150, 180,000 in the next bull run, you've doubled your money at least, maybe 2.5x your money. So yeah, good strategy. Right, now next topic I know nothing about, so I'm not going to be doing any talking. And that is it called Clawbot?
There's different names. There's so many different names. I think it's called Maltbots. They changed from Clawbot, and if you look up Clawbot, you get OpenClaw. So just click the first link. There's so many different names. Yeah.
So my question, I'm going to start with Yikes, because I know the Oracle knows everything about it. Do you have any idea what it is, and are you going to use it?
I heard a lot about OpenClaw. I mean, everyone who uses Twitter just saw some information how it works, how people make, how it's good, how it's simplified the daily tasks. And I was thinking to buy Mac Mini. I saw that Mac Mini is the most popular option to run this OpenClaw. But honestly, I have no idea how to set it up. But I'm pretty sure that OpenClaw could be really, really useful for everyone.
Yeah. And what does it actually do? I know I sound really thick. What does it do?
So it's basically can reply to emails, right? Can do some daily tasks for you. Can trade for you.
Okay.
Basically, whatever you can imagine, whatever you can do, OpenClaw can.
Right. Okay. So it's like an assistant.
Yes, it's basically an AI assistant, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Right. Okay. Because we used to have this thing called Paperclip in Word in about 1996. Okay. And Paperclip was supposed to be your assistant, and it was the most annoying feature that Microsoft ever added to anything they ever produced. And it was called Paperclip. Go and look it up. It's horrific. So it's an assistant then, Oracle, and Yikes wants to know how to set it up. So what do you have to do to get this to work, and why does it help you in crypto? Would be my next question.
All right, we've got a lot of words, so everyone listening, get ready. All right, just maybe get a coffee. If you don't care, this might be a while, so get a coffee and then come back. So in terms of setup, the first question, there's you can see if you go to their main page here, and again, there's definitely there's different variations of the same, because again, it's open source, and obviously if you're in crypto, you might be familiar with some terminology like open source, for example. So this is an open source, I believe, an open source project, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a lot of deviations as well from this. There's different languages being used, different sorts of things. But if you just search up Clawball, you get OpenClaw.ai, for example, as the first page you see. So you scroll down. There's a quick start area where you can see, a bunch of different commands you could run, which can run it and kind of, one click install, if you will. So we can actually see what it does here. So you can give it access, and I've seen some tweets about this for the security vulnerabilities in this case, where people haven't secured their servers properly, and people just get full access to your machine because this it wants as much access as possible to your machine, so it can do as much as possible, like we've talked about in terms of answering emails and doing daily tasks and whatnot. So the importance is it's open source, it's extensible, easy to edit, and what it kind of is a collection of endpoints or APIs where an AI can communicate with it and kind of access your day-to-day life. So for example, Telegram, WhatsApp, chat apps, check things online, basically access any website and do things on it. So it's kind of a system to allow AI to access everything you could possibly think of. Again, as we mentioned, it's extensible, so you kind of have a disconnect between this system and AI. So if you can run an AI model in a computer or find one online and then run OpenClaw, you can then basically give it the tools it needs to then do anything you want. Now, the importance as well with this, and why I think people using it for crypto, as the third question, is I believe there's a system where it can reiterate upon itself. So it can write its own code and run it at the same time, which is, again, quite risky. I think you have to allow it. I'm not too sure exactly, but like we've talked about, it can do anything you can give it, basically. You can then give it access to, TradingView. You can give access to an exchange and an account on exchange and allow it to trade for you. So, like Yikes mentioned, there's a lot of people in crypto who are using it to trade and write its own algorithms. So it can be used in so many different ways, which is, I think, quite so cool, and why we're seeing so many people buy Mac Minis and use it. And it's one of the most downloaded things on GitHub, I think. I don't know, as of either as of late or of all time, basically, because there's so many fields this can be used in on a consumer level, because it's not just a one field it can be it can access. It's not just a trading bot. It's not just an email bot. It's a bot of bots, right? So it's extensible. It's decently quick to set up. Again, it's like one command down here, and it can do a lot of stuff. That's
a bot of bots.
Yeah.
That's probably the best definition I have heard of it. So what are you going to be using it for, Yikes? Are you going to be using it for trading or looking after your socials, or have you got anything in mind for Clawbot?
Usually when you have these kind of bots, first months, let's say, you'll just play with it, try it, everything what he can do for you, and then decide like what useful things he can do for you instead of trying some random stuff. But for trading, I think it's worked perfectly fine. I saw people using it for also prediction markets, but like arbitrage. When the price not exactly $1, okay, that I don't understand how it works, but the thing is, there will be 100% like a win rate.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
your
it's basically
bets.
when the yes and no don't add up to one, you can buy one side, and then when it rebalances, you can sell it. I saw
Yeah.
that, yeah.
So that's what OpenClaw can do. Also, there's a lot of ways how to make your life easier with OpenClaw, and also OpenClaw can generate some money for you, but you have to be careful with it because we saw when OpenClaw someone launched a token, right? And there's a guy
Right.
in comments ask for some money, some tokens, and he sent $200,000.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, I remember this. Yes. This was, I saw that. It was crazy. He said his mum needed an operation or something, and the AI bot sent all of the tokens, and he sold it. I saw that. That was horrific.
So you have to be careful. You cannot like be 100% sure that he'll do everything correctly. Have to control OpenClaw all the time. But for
Absolutely.
basic tasks like reply to emails, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I'm too old to use things like that. Maybe as an alarm clock. Maybe that's what I can use it for. Right. Now, I'm keeping a track of time. We've had 2 topics in 26 minutes, so I'm going to move on a little bit. Now, this is probably the most boring topic we've got, but probably the most important, and that is Donald Trump appointed a guy called Kevin Warsh, Warsh. He's going to be the new head of the Fed. So he's going to replace Powell as the Fed chair. Now, I don't know anything about him. I imagine you guys don't know an awful lot about him. All I'll tell you is that he's anti-inflation. He's absolutely, that's his number one goal, is bringing inflation down. And Trump's appointed him to cut interest rates, bring interest rates down, and that's basically going to push inflation up. Obviously, that's not what Kevin Warsh is about. So I'm a bit confused about why he appointed him. But my question is not so much to do with him. He's more of a symptom. Do you think, and Kabir asked this question in chat as well, so I didn't steal his question, I had it already. Do you think we're heading towards a recession this year or next year, or do you think that we're basically going to ride this out and Trump's going to create America great again? What are your thoughts? Oracle, let's start with you, because I think Yikes answered the last bit.
Yeah, I think in terms of are we soon to see a recession, I think there's it definitely feels like it, I suppose. I think it depends on, how do you define recession? Isn't it like a period of time where there's not a certain amount of growth?
2 negative quarters.
2 negative quarters, right. So what could cause these negative quarters? What numbers are measured, right? And what has to be affected in order for these numbers to be negative or to round up to be negative, right? So yeah. I think we're heading in a direction where, we see constantly with job data. We saw this recently, actually. I believe it was actually yesterday where the data came out. And obviously, I think you came into the stream and spoke about the pre-fire of the data. And it was ridiculously, it was just worse than you could imagine, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was, yeah. There was 200,000 jobs out.
Yeah, exactly. So
basically,
that's going down the drain. Well, it's not like an end of the time sort of thing, but it's definitely going down the drain. And I feel like, subconsciously you might feel when a recession might hit, right? And I think we're getting to that period. So whether it be right now, whether it be, like you said, in 2027, I think sometime soon it needs to happen. And whether it be a scenario where we need it to happen or not, this is a natural economic cycle, and these happen. We have the troughs or recession trough. I believe the boom is on the way up to the pinnacle. I can't remember what the name of the pinnacle is. I suppose expansive economy. I'm not sure, but this is quite normal, right? It's quite cyclical. If that's how you say the word. I don't think it is, though. So it's bound to happen. And will it be 2027? Most likely.
Okay, 2027. Yikes. When do you think we're going to be in a recession, or do you think we're not going to be in a recession? How does it feel to you?
Honestly, not sure about this one.
Well,
I can see in the comments only like people saying, okay, big beautiful recession.
The thing is, you need a recession. You can't grow forever.
Exactly.
It's impossible. It's like a balloon. If you just keep inflating a balloon, it will pop, and that's basically what a recession is. It just overheats, gets too strong, then you have a bit of a reset. Economy shrinks a little bit, everything calms down. There's layoffs and things like that, and I just think we are probably like the Oracle interviewed Ben Cowan last week about this, and he calls it the business cycle. And we're at the end, within about maybe a year or two of the end of this current business cycle. And normally people think of a recession as something that lasts for years and everybody's living on the streets eating cold potatoes and there's no heat and there's no windows, no hope. And that's not what a recession is. A recession is a reset, which takes sometimes 3 months, 4 or 5 months, and that's it. And then it's reset. And it's good because you kind of see everybody downsize and reset, and all the companies that were bloated lay off staff and rates are cut and all those kind of things. So it's not a bad thing for a recession. It's like a tree. If you're growing a tree, you should prune the tree, and the tree needs to be pruned so new leaves and new shoots can grow and new businesses can start and things like that. So it's like the business cycle is like, it's like a bonsai tree. It needs to be pruned and treated, and sometimes the bad wood has to be put away. So exactly, like a gecko. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's going to happen next year.
Yeah.
And I think Trump's presidency is going to be marred by, he's going to leave the office having just had a recession, probably quite a bad recession, and he's probably going to not leave the economy in the way that he wants to leave the economy, if that makes sense.
I mean, knowing it's measured in GDP, I think it's a lot easier to confirm an answer of it's probably going to happen somewhat soon. And again, Ben gave it really. I paling, my explanations pale in comparison to Ben's. Not to advertise or anything, but that was, he does explain it quite well. Obviously in his own videos, but also on the In the Trenches video. So, if you're interested, you might want to watch it.
Right. Well, what? No shameless plugging on Market Vision.
No, it's shameful plugging is what I'm doing.
All right, what we'll do, we'll move on to something really, this is the more exciting stuff now. We're going to be talking about Grand Theft Auto, altcoins, and this next one. Now, I don't know what either of you have planned for this, so I'll start with Yikes again, on the spot. Do you have any new or exciting projects that you want to cover, or is there a new industry that you've got your eye on?
The most exciting thing, in general, yeah. The most exciting thing is for me, it's a cloud bot. That's something I want to do and share all the updates, how it's going, and maybe like a bit later we can run some giveaway, some gear, for example, for Mac Mini, and help set it up like a cloud bot for on Binance of some community member, and that would be good. But from the beginning, you have to figure out how it works.
Yeah.
I want to ask Robin, do you have a Mac Mini?
I don't have a Mac Mini, no. I have a PC which has a decent GPU, so I can run local AI models. But I don't have a Mac Mini. I don't have a dedicated computer for Claude or anything. I haven't set it up myself, but I've looked into it for sure. Because again, it's I know the main reason for Mac Minis was it's in this economy anyway with RAM and whatnot. It's a very good value. Because again, we know how the RAM prices and whatnot, and I believe it's like 24 or something, like 24 gig RAM or something. But for $600 is very, very good value, very good value. So I can see why everyone's buying it, but I don't have one myself now.
Got it.
But,
yeah. Beside of that, not much. Waiting for GTA 6. Heard a lot of rumors going on about. I heard that they might integrate like a crypto wallet inside the game, but I'm not sure will they actually do it or not. This is all the rumor. I want to hear what you know about GTA 6.
Oracle's going to have to answer that question because I haven't played GTA since I think GTA 4, which was like what 2005, 2006.
No, you had the PS3 version of GTA 5 and you played it, okay? And I snuck into the cupboard and snuck it out and played it when I don't even know what age. So I know you played GTA 5. You're lying. Right? You're trying to inflate your oldness. Right, I don't know if it's a wise thing. You're like, oh, look how old I am, I'm so wise. But like, you're lying. You played GTA 5. I saw you play it.
It was so long ago. I don't remember it. So Yikes has asked you the question. I'll let you can answer this question because you're going to know these things. What blockchain do you think GTA 6 is going to use? What blockchain do you think it should use? And do you think it helps with adoption? There's a big mouthful of questions for you.
Okay. So I'm going to be freestyling here with a lot of just guesswork because I don't know. I haven't looked into this. I do have this article up, which I might try piggyback myself on and claim glory and see what they say and then claim it for myself. So apparently Bitcoin, or they haven't confirmed anything, but there's a theory that it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDT systems in this. So if that is what they want to head towards, it would be very hard to pinpoint an exact chain they want to operate on unless it has a very wide bridge system. If they're going to be trying to include Bitcoin and Ethereum all in one house. I know what I would want to use. I wouldn't want to use, because again, with games, there's a certain amount of blockchains you just can't use when it comes to games. There's going to be a lot of transactions happening all at the same time when it comes to GTA 6. We need a high TPS. That's kind of main one. If you want to use a blockchain in your game. Number two, the gas fees need to be like negligible. So it's whatever the cheapest gas fees are and the highest TPS. We know Solana's pretty good. There might be some niche chains I'm not super aware of which might have better numbers. But in terms of the main, big dogs, there are some other options as well, but I think Solana is a very easy scapegoat answer for me to give, where it's got high TPS and a very low, or a comparative low gas fees to allow for a game to actually function with value. So I would say Solana. And what was the third part?
The next part is, do you think any of this is going to help drive adoption? Do you think having a wallet or owning your NFTs in GTA 6, do you think any of that is going to help with adoption?
No, actually, no, because they will do it in a way where they make it so separated between using crypto and using it as kind of a finance system that I think everything will be handled in-game, and I think most consumers would want it handled in-game. They don't want to be going to any crypto stuff. And I think the public sentiment for crypto, I have a subconscious feeling that we've lost that kind of sector where people were free to the idea that they could just use crypto, or free to the idea that they can learn how to use it. I think it's been around too long in the public. It's been around too long for people to know about it, and there's not been that much major growth on the consumer side. So I think if GTA was to allow for crypto to be used, they would have the most seamless, full, one-stop shop integration within GTA 6, which means people will never even see themselves outside of GTA 6, which means I don't think that we'll see adoption in crypto because people won't even be looking at crypto. They'll just see money happening and they'll go, okay, cool. Maybe if they want to off-ramp it or some sort of system, they might have to think about it, if they've got a wallet. But I think the amount of crypto involvement will be negligible on the consumer side. So I don't think there'll be that much adoption.
But what about, you have these skins in these games like CSGO. Is it CSGO?
Counter-Strike, yeah.
Yeah. And you've got these skins and you've got these 13-year-old kids selling skins for $2,000 and things like that. Do you think... I'll ask Yikes this, actually, because Yikes is more gamer than me as well. Do you think that people will get FOMO? So when GTA 6 starts and people are selling NFT Ferraris for $1,000 and $5,000 and they're selling Miami beach homes for $2,000, do you think that's going to make everybody FOMO into GTA 6, knowing that they can actually make money out of it?
Of course. I think most likely yes, because we remember all the when NFT starts, like NFT era, NFT start going crazy, showing like one picture could cost like $100,000, which is crazy, and people start learning more about it, trying to get involved. This potentially could happen to GTA 6, but only in case if they actually integrate it. But at the same time, we have to think about the NFT market in general. What's going on with NFT is kind of dead, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Um,
There'll be a small
and-
period of run. Actually, I won't interrupt. Sorry, Karen.
no, go on.
I said there'll be a small period of run up where it will be ridiculous prices. People will get involved, and then it'll go to nothing. But yeah.
True. And about the chain also, Solana is a good option. But besides Solana, what's the popular chains that game projects using, like GameFi project? It's immutable,
Yeah.
extremely cheap and fast. And before, remember, the Polygon was kind of popular.
Yeah.
Cheap, fast. And we have to think that the chain, the token, have to be like regulated in the US, because Rockstar based in US, to avoid all the lawsuits, everything have to be 100% legal.
Yeah.
Really good shout. So Immutable X, that's a really good shout. I've got a question, and I'll ask either of you because it's not really my realm. The reason a lot of NFTs go to zero is they don't have any underlying value. My argument has always been, if you play Fortnite, for example, and you get a skin of Piranha, what's he called? I can never remember the name of the guy who played Fortnite and got his own skin. Was he not called Piranha?
Ninja.
There's the guy. Now Ninja got a 1-of-1 skin, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
He got his own character in Fortnite.
Yes, but there's been 1 billion icon skins. There's every singer under Drake's probably in the game by now. There's so many. It's not. They've sold out. Fortnite sold out. Is what I'll say.
Okay, okay. What I'm getting at is, if you're in GTA 6 and you have a mansion that takes somebody 200, 500 hours of gameplay to get that mansion has a value, which is the time and energy spent to buy the mansion. So it's not a zero value item like an NFT of a rock, for example, has no value really at all. Where you look at Pudgy Penguins, they're adding value to their IP. So if you've got something in GTA 6 which just takes so long or is so rare, or what about if I come to the game and I don't want to play the first introduction zone, and I can pay $100 to buy a house that's going to give me money every day in the game, or a car and a garage and stuff like that? Doesn't that give those NFTs value above and beyond saying, well, it's just an NFT, it's going to go to zero?
Yes, I would say yes. But from other side, it's like destroying the game. When you can skip the important parts, some missions, something to get it. Game not gonna be that fun, and I don't think Rockstar will do something like this. Most likely, if they'll add this kind of NFT, it will be just the skins like in CS. They're not gonna give you. They're not gonna make you better in the game. You won't get anything. It will just look better.
Right. Okay. So it'll be cosmetic rather than functional. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Oracle.
Yeah. So I've got a few things. I've played GTA Online. Now that I think that I've got a few things to say. Number one, I don't think there's any realm Rockstar would ever do this, because there is no way this system would ever be as profitable as their current system is, which is just normal in-game transactions. The amount of money they make off shark cards is abysmal. The amount of cars they've introduced, because we say, oh yes, because Fortnite, for example, you can't buy guns or anything, you can't buy anything which makes you better. GTA, you can buy shark cards and then go and use that money and buy whatever you want, and buy bunkers and orbital rays and blow people up and stuff. So there is a direct translation between the money you spend on shark cards and things in the game. So I know we've said, oh, it would be skins, but we know Rockstar, we know what they've done GTA 5. That's made them the most money, inconceivable amounts of money, right? So, number one, I don't think they'd ever really involve crypto because it's just a net negative. I don't think there's any world where it's more profitable for them to be using crypto, because the best they can do is get royalties off the NFTs, and that's not going to be anywhere near the same value as spending $100 on a shark card. Additionally, they are the type of company to allow for in-game transactions to buy whatever you want in the game. So I think they would introduce NFTs, which would allow you to buy things in the game, like cars, whatever. And thirdly, the games are sharded, right? It's the same map, but it's like lobbies of 64 people, right? Everyone can own the same house, so there's no uniqueness. And if let's say a house was unique and it's an NFT, there's like 200 houses, so that means 200 people could have a house. Everyone's homeless, right? So I don't think the ecosystem or the ecosystem of GTA Online, where people have sessions and everyone can own the same house, I don't know if NFTs would really work in that sense, unless you have 2,000 NFTs of the same house. I don't think it has the same value. So that's kind of my collection of thoughts.
That's you're both very good answers. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Now, next then. So, so you both agree that it's not going to bring adoption.
Yeah.
You both think it's going to be Ethereum and Solana, the blockchain.
Yeah.
Mutable, yeah.
And immutable, that was it, yeah. And you think the NFTs won't work because GTA makes all the money anyway?
Yeah, but also I think in this case, they can integrate, some real world assets. Maybe, who did that? That Sandbox. They can actually run stores, actual real stores there inside of GTA where you can buy stuff, maybe as an option. Something like that.
That'd be cool. Like an interactive shop where you can walk around. That would be cool, but it doesn't put money in their pocket. I mean, I think my problem with current gaming is there's a direct inverse relationship between cool stuff and money, and very rarely do you find cool stuff which makes a lot of money. And GTA is. I would love if that happened, but does it sell $100 shark cards? I don't think so.
All right. Well, I've got before we go on to the last question, which is about altcoins, I've got some questions from Danny amongst others. So I'm going to ask these questions to you. These are quite complicated questions, so feel free to answer them, okay? From your experience, what's the one risk management or mindset shift that's helped you survive through 2026 so far? So what's the mental exercise you've done to survive Bitcoin going from 126 to 60,000? That's the question from Danny. Does either of you want to answer that?
Yikes, you want to go first? Or?
I mean, I partially survived.
That's a good answer. I like that one. Oracle, have you got anything to top that?
No, I don't think I have anything which will top that. But I suppose I'm a chart person, so I think a big thing is bias. I suppose so. Yeah. Every time going to the chart, I try and look at it a new way, and if I always come to the same conclusion, then maybe I'm right.
Okay. Next one is, this is again a complicated one, so I'm going to try and break it down. So basically, Bitcoin treasuries are becoming the norm. So Strategy's got one, Tom Lee's got an Ethereum one as well, which obviously isn't Bitcoin, but you get the idea, it's still a treasury. Do you think that having so many treasuries is going to help the volatility of Bitcoin? Do you think having all of these diamond hands that are just buying Bitcoin, do you think that's going to help Bitcoin in the future, or do you think it's not big enough to have an effect on the market?
you've got to help in terms of who needs to answer.
Either of you.
I don't mind answering, but who wants to answer? I don't mind going first. I don't mind Yikes go first.
You go
You
first.
go first.
Mike.
I still thinking.
Okay. So I'll say a few things as always. I think the more especially in focus on Bitcoin, the more we go along on the time frame, the more money is required to move Bitcoin, right? So in terms of if there is a high volume of or the market cap, for example, how much value is actually in Bitcoin as a whole, it inflates the amount of money which is needed to cause an identical move, which would have happened, let's say, a few years ago. It's a different value, right? So there is that sense where if there's a bunch of treasuries holding a bunch of Bitcoin, it takes a chunk of that market cap outside of the current trading pool, which could affect the volatility. What I will say though is these treasuries, there needs to be some sort of trade. I know it's not quite like an ETF, but I don't know if the question mentioned ETFs alongside treasuries, I believe.
Let's count them as the same thing.
Okay.
ETFs and treasuries.
Because in the system of ETF, there are sell-off situations, but obviously, there have been, especially in the start near the ETFs, we did have scenarios where there was a bit of sell scenarios where it wasn't a graceful DCA out or anything like that. It was more so quite a big dump from ETFs. I think it was better anyway, but I even in that sense, I think if there was somewhat of sell from people holding or treasuries holding, it will be a gradual sell. So I probably will say yes in terms of volatility, on probably both the points being market cap being held in a kind of dome and slow DCA sell-offs rather than big whale dumps. So that's, I agree.
I'd agree with you also. The thing is, because I think when the treasury holds like a huge amount of Bitcoin, we basically they lock in the price. Let's say like this, because usually what we sell when price goes lower than that, they keep buying. But dangerous spots when Bitcoin pumped, so they can dump everything. They can start selling to get a profit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. They might hollow out the market where we don't have the dips, but we also don't get the spikes, exactly. I suppose. I've got a question from Kabir for Yikes. Is World Liberty Financial still a good buy with the major airdrop happening on Binance that is diluting its price? Now, I've got my own opinion on that. Do you want me to chime in, or do you want to answer the question? I don't mind.
Let me answer. Everyone keeps talking about this airdrop, but what do we see? There's not that many tokens. There's not a huge airdrop. Every week, every month, it's weekly or monthly. To remember, people got a small portion of World Liberty Financial, and not everyone's selling. Like people telling me all the time, they'll sell, they'll dump. It's nothing. There's like amount of this World Liberty Financial they're selling. It's pretty small, and as we can see right now, market is going down, is dumping, but World Liberty Financial is not dumping that much comparing to the rest of the market. It's normal. It's normal thing, and in my opinion, this airdrop not gonna affect the price of World Liberty Financial. It will help, I think. It will help World Liberty Financial to grow because of all the promotion that they're running. We can consider this as a marketing spend. It's good. It's good to holders. You just have to be patient, wait a little bit, just keep buying, do DCA.
Yeah, I'm not going to add anything to that. That's exactly what I was going to say. The amount of the airdrop in terms of the percentage of the supply is, I think I mentioned this to the Oracle, it's like 0.3% or was it about 0.3, 0.4% of the overall supply? It's nothing. And what people forget as well. The one thing I will add is that USD1, the entire purpose of USD1 is to use its revenue to buy the WLFI token. So if you have USD1 at $5 billion, which it's roughly that now, that's $250 million a year, roughly, that they're spending on buying the WLFI token, which is $20 million a month. So that's the buy pressure. And like you say, a lot of people who are taking the airdrop, they're not selling, so that you're only seeing a fraction of the airdrop being sold as well. And the price is, what's the price now? About 9.5, 10 cents, something like that?
Yeah, it's 9.78.
Yeah, exactly. And if you watch any of the streams that we did about World Liberty Finance, the buy price we've got is 7 to 9 cents.
Yep.
We've still not got to where I think we go to for people to be able to get a cheap price. So we've still got a while to go. If Bitcoin goes to $55,000, World Liberty Finance goes to 8 cents, and then you buy, because that token is only ever going to go up in price, because the stable coin is only ever going to go up in value. So the more that, if you have a $20 billion USD1, that's $1 billion a year worth of WLFI that they're buying. It doesn't take long to get the price back up. So that, I would agree with Yikes on that one. And now we have to get on to the last question, because we are going to run out of time. So I'm going to put you all both on the spot, and we're going to do the Oracle first, then Yikes, then me. 3 altcoin picks for the rest of this year, and I'm going to start with the Oracle.
SERP. If you've seen any of my charts recently, you'll know why. I think SERP has the potential outlook. I think is very positive, and I do think SERP can go up towards even all-time highs again, which is. And if we look at the spread between where we are now and all-time highs, it's a large margin, to put it lightly. Next, I think World Liberty Financial. I think we're getting towards positions where I know this is cheating, because this is like coins we constantly talk about, but we're getting to positions. Obviously, 9. I have about 8.5, 8.3. We're getting to values where we're probably going to see our main low, and if we see any lower, it might as well go to zero when everyone loses their money. So how low can we really go? Do you know what I mean? Same with it's kind of same idea with SERP. So I'd say World Liberty Financial as well.
Yeah.
And then the last pick, man. I don't know.
You can say Solana, you can say Ethereum, you can
Yeah,
say
those are boring though.
XRP.
I don't look at anything else. I literally Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, SERP, and World Liberty Financial. SERP, Solana. Then. Solana.
Solana.
Yeah.
Okay, they're your 3 picks. Yikes. Bring the alpha, Yikes. What 3 altcoins are you going to drop on us now?
For me, Solana is, the same. Solana and World Liberty Financial is 2 tokens I really believe in, and when doing DCA buying, just keep slowly buying, like every day, some amount of money. And the third is a good one. Right now, I'm buying actually 3 tokens, but one of them is a Bitcoin. But third, what I'm
Bitcoin?
looking on, yeah.
You can say Bitcoin. It doesn't matter.
That's
No.
not altcoin.
We're talking about altcoins.
Cheating. Literally not. That's literally the coin. That's not an alt. Like you say Bitcoin and then altcoin. There's literally the coin. There's one coin. It's Bitcoin.
If Yikes wants to break the rules, Yikes can break the rules.
That's true. He's
No.
the guest, the VIP of the.
No. I also looking at tone, but I don't believe in tone. I just want to buy some tone because of numbers. Yeah. Only Telegram numbers to go in a just right. Their price is rising, and they actually have a use case. But long-term tone is bad idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe BNB. Let's go with BNB. BNB long-term is good because you can stake. You can get some airdrops.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah, I do the same. I basically everything that I get airdropped from BNB, I sell and buy BNB straight away with it. So the airdrop, the OPN airdrop that we got this week, sold it straight away back into BNB. That's how I build my BNB stack. Okay, so we've got 2 World Liberty financials. We've got BNB. We've got Solana. We've got Syrup, and we've got Ton.
No.
they-
Tone is just for number. No, tone is no.
Okay. Right. I am going to go for Hype. I'm going to stick pretty much to the ones that I had the last time we did this, which was Asta. So Asta, which is the token it's kind of like a perps deck. It's a little bit like a Hype competitor. So I'm going to go with Asta. I think the token price, is it about 60 odd cents now?
Yeah, about 60.
Oracle.
Yeah. I'm just bringing up each chart, like as you're speaking about it.
That's all right. So I think Asta has come down, and if you look at that chart, it has not moved. It's stuck at that price. So I think that's a good entry price for it. So Asta for me. Hype, I think Hype between $22 and $24 would be a steal. I think what are we at now with Hype? Have we broken $29 yet? Are we $30 on Hype? Something like that?
Yeah, 30, 60, 67.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So Hype, Asta, and I'm probably going to stick with World Liberty Financial as well. And the reason is that the flywheel is based on the stable coin, and the stable coin is the fastest growing stable coin in crypto right now. And the more value that stable coin has, the more buybacks of the token it has. And eventually the token, I mean, listen, I'm not going to suggest any of those tokens 10x. Hype is never going to go to $300. Asta is not going to go to $20. World Liberty Financial is not going to go to $10, but they are going to go up considerably from where they are. Maybe $1.50 for World Liberty Finance over the next couple of years. Hype probably will break $100 over the next few years, and Asta will probably go towards maybe $5 or $6 over the next couple of years. So we are not going to I'm not making crazy predictions. Kabir's put Link, Asta, Hype, World Liberty Financial, Syrup, Sol, and Paul. That's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout at all. I think they're pretty good picks as well. Link, I can't pick Link. I talk about Link all the time on the stream, and $9 Link is it's criminal. People need to be arrested for Link to be at $9. That should be $20 any day of the week. But it's so common now. It's such a brand, a household name, that nobody thinks it's going to be a good investment. It's just it's used everywhere. Visa use it, MasterCard. Everybody uses Link. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Okay, so let's have a look. That's everything off the agenda, and we're at 12:03. Are there any final thoughts from Yikes first? Anything you want to add at the end?
For me, no. I really like the stream. I learned something new, which is most important thing.
Yeah,
we discuss interesting topics, and I'll keep updating you about my Clubbot journey.
Please do.
Yeah, you need a YouTube channel, Yikes. You need to document it on YouTube.
We do it live.
We'll do it live.
We do it live. We can do it together.
We'll do it live.
It does go, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, I think having some live streams and even some shorts, if you put some shorts onto Binance Square, that would be good for us to keep up to date on. That would be brilliant.
Oh, do you want maybe to set up this Clubbot live?
We could do it live.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun, yeah. I mean, I will have it. I'm not a 10-year PhD computer science holder, but I'm pretty sure I can work my way around a Claude So we could do it. We could do it duo live, unless Mike, you want to get in on the installation action. All right, understandable.
Absolutely not. I think you two should do it. I think that would be fun. I'd watch. Yeah. I would sit there and I'd watch it, of course.
Yeah, we could do like a sketch, like a comedy sort of thing. We could just shout at each other and how badly it's going or something like that. That'd be funny.
Yeah. Right. So Yikes is going to do the Clawbot live. Have you got any final thoughts, Oracle? You want to add?
Firstly, I really enjoyed the stream. Again, we do these occasionally, and I always look forward to them. A few days in advance every single time we do this, because like Yikes already mentioned, we always talk about interesting topics. Because whenever I do my streams, it's always just charts, right? And I do actually like to talk about things other than just charts. So it's a good refresh to actually have some thoughts outside of just shots. So thank you, obviously, for both of you for coming along and doing it as well. And yeah, I would do agree that I think Clawbur stream would be really funny and really good to do. Final thoughts, though. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I don't have too many thoughts.
Yeah, I'm of the same. I've really enjoyed this. I learned a lot, actually. I don't know anything about Clawbot. It was good to listen to what you guys were saying about GTA, which was great to listen to. We did agree on some of the alts, which was also quite good. I think if we did this on a regular basis and we book it in on a regular basis, I think that would be good, because I think it gives the three of us a different stream to do, where we don't do the same thing all the time. I watch a bit of Yikes, obviously watch a bit of you. I don't recall what I talk about on my streams. It's all, I go into a zone. I don't remember what I talk about. I have to watch myself back sometimes as well. But it's been really enjoyable. I hope the audience have enjoyed it as well. I hope anyone watching it on catch up. Don't forget to follow Yikes. That's the number one priority.
No, number one priority is to follow Crypto Warehouse on Binance Square and YouTube, and also X.
Every way you can think of.
Yeah. Every we can think of. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. We're going to go and finish our energy drinks now, because I think Yikes, what time is it there now? Is it like 11 o'clock at night?
Oh, 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Okay. I keep forgetting your 10 or 11 hours. 10 p.m. You need to go and enjoy your Saturday night.
I will. And you guys have a lovely morning, day.
Thank you.
We will try. The shopping's arriving in an hour, and we're starving.
Hungry. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.